Stop refrigerating these 6 foods. They harm seniors' digestion. Have you ever opened your fridge, seen it full of healthy food, and still felt tired, bloated, or just off? What if I told you that some of the most common items sitting in your refrigerator could actually be doing more harm than good, especially for seniors? Here's something most people don't realize. Keeping the wrong foods in the fridge doesn't preserve them. It destroys their nutrients and can even upset your digestion. And unfortunately, this hits people over 60 the hardest. Hi, I'm so glad you're here with me today. I'm your host's first name, and welcome to Senior Life Guide, your home for simple, natural, and practical tips to live stronger, feel better, and stay independent as you age. In today's video, we're diving into a surprising topic: 6 common foods that seniors should never refrigerate, because cold storage not only weakens their nutrients but may even mess with your gut. That's right, foods you thought were keeping you healthy could be silently weakening your digestion or contributing to nutrient loss. Before we jump in, if you enjoy videos like this, focused on real advice for better aging, please take a moment to subscribe to Senior Life Guide. Click the bell icon so you don't miss future videos, and don't forget to like and share this with a friend who might also be storing food the wrong way. Alright, let's talk about why your fridge may not be the health helper you thought it was. Let's start with the basics. Why does refrigeration sometimes hurt more than help? Our first instinct is to refrigerate food to make it last longer. But while cold temperatures do slow bacterial growth, they also slow down natural ripening processes, break down essential enzymes, and in many cases, change the structure of certain nutrients. That's a big deal when your body needs every bit of help to absorb vitamins and minerals efficiently. For seniors, digestion tends to slow down. The stomach produces less acid. Absorption in the intestines may not be as quick or effective. So when we eat foods with already reduced nutrient content, or foods that are harder to digest because they've been cold stored, our body simply can't use them properly. Take tomatoes, for example. When refrigerated, their texture becomes mealy, and their natural antioxidant lycopene starts to break down. Or bananas, they may look okay, but cold temps mess with their natural ripening enzymes and cause a chemical shift that can irritate a sensitive stomach. Even more surprising, cold can increase starch levels in certain foods like sweet potatoes or bread, which for seniors with blood sugar concerns can be a problem. Your gut is like a garden. It needs balance, warmth, and nutrients to flourish. But if you're feeding it cold-damaged, nutrient-poor foods, it's like trying to grow flowers in dry, rocky soil. So now that you know why this happens, let's move on to the foods themselves. Let's slow down for a moment and really think about what's inside your fridge right now. You probably have a few tomatoes sitting on a shelf, maybe a bunch of bananas tucked in the corner, a bulb of garlic thrown in a drawer, a loaf of bread in a plastic bag, a jar of honey, and perhaps an avocado or two, still a little firm to the touch. These may seem harmless, even healthy, but the cold air around them could be stripping away the very nutrients your body needs, while quietly upsetting your digestion. Let's start with tomatoes. When you refrigerate them, especially before they're fully ripe, they lose their natural flavor, turn mushy inside, and worst of all, their powerful antioxidant, lycopene, begins to degrade. That's the compound that supports your heart, your vision, even your skin as you age. You may think you're doing your heart a favor by tossing tomatoes into a salad, but if they've been sitting in the fridge for days, you're not getting the benefits you think you are. Instead, let them ripen at room temperature, on a counter near the window, but away from harsh sunlight. You'll notice the flavor becomes deeper, and your body will thank you for the extra nutrients. Bananas are another tricky one. They're tropical fruits, and they were never meant to live in cold conditions. When exposed to fridge temperatures, the enzymes that help them ripen shut down, leaving the flesh firm, flavorless, and hard to digest. The skin darkens, the texture turns rubbery, and the natural sugar conversion process halts completely. For seniors especially, whose digestion has slowed over time, eating a cold, underripened banana can lead to bloating or discomfort. Keep bananas out of the fridge. Hang them or place them in a bowl on your kitchen table, and let nature do the work. When they spot, they're sweeter, softer, and easier to digest. Now let's talk about garlic. You may have heard garlic is a natural antibiotic, and that's true thanks to a compound called allicin. But here's what's not so well known. That compound gets damaged by cold. In the fridge, garlic cloves begin to sprout, sometimes mold and lose their strength. You end up cooking with something that looks like garlic but lacks its medicinal power. What's worse, moldy garlic can be harmful to your gut health. Instead of refrigerating it, keep your garlic in a dry, dark, well-ventilated place, like a mesh basket in a cupboard or pantry. That way, the cloves stay firm, full of flavor, and rich in healing compounds that your immune system and digestion will love. Then there's bread. This one surprises a lot of people. It's understandable to want to keep it fresh. But here's the twist, putting bread in the fridge actually makes it go stale faster. The cold causes the starch molecules in the bread to recrystallize, which changes the structure of the bread and makes it harder and drier. For older adults who may already struggle with chewing or digesting heavier foods, cold, stiff bread can be a digestive burden. A simple solution? Keep a small amount of bread out, just what you'll eat in the next few days. Freeze the rest. Freezing doesn't change the structure the way refrigeration does, and you can toast slices directly from the freezer when needed. Now let's move to honey, sweet, golden, and naturally antibacterial. Honey is one of the only foods that never spoils, yet so many people store it in the fridge. The result? It thickens, crystallizes, and loses the gentle enzyme activity that helps soothe sore throats and support digestion. For seniors, honey can be a helpful natural sweetener when used wisely, but not if it's been stored cold and lost its benefits. Always keep honey sealed in a glass jar, stored at room temperature, in a cupboard away from heat and sunlight. That's where it belongs. Finally, let's look at avocados, particularly unripe ones. When you put an unripe avocado in the fridge, you're basically pausing its natural development. Days later, you'll find it still rock hard or worse, ripened unevenly inside with brown streaks and stringy texture. The cold prevents the healthy fats from forming fully, and those are the very fats your brain, heart, and joints need. Instead of rushing to the fridge, leave your avocado on the counter until it softens gently to the touch. Only then, if you're not ready to eat it right away, should you move it to the fridge to delay spoilage. Now let's be clear. Refrigeration is not the enemy. It's about timing and understanding which foods benefit from cold storage, and which ones lose their essence because of it. Your body is different now. As you grow older, the way your gut processes food changes. Enzymes slow down. Your body becomes more selective about what it can absorb. That's why nutrient-dense food is essential, and not just the type of food, but the condition it's in when you eat it. If you've been eating these 6 items straight from the fridge, you might not even realize the effect it's had. Maybe it's a little more gas than usual. Maybe it's a bit more bloating or fatigue after eating. You assume it's age, but it could be storage. Your food is trying to nourish you, but the fridge might be stripping away some of that power. So today, I invite you to take one small action. Go to your fridge and take a look. If you find a cold tomato, a dark banana, a loaf of bread, or that forgotten avocado, consider giving it the room and warmth it needs to truly nourish your body. Sometimes, healing begins with the simplest change. Now that we've walked through each of those 6 everyday foods, it's clear refrigeration, though convenient, isn't always our ally. Especially not as we grow older, when our bodies need every bit of support to absorb nutrients, to keep our digestion steady, and to maintain energy for the day ahead. The foods we talked about, tomatoes, bananas, garlic, bread, honey, and avocados, might seem innocent sitting on the fridge shelf. But behind the scenes, the cold is quietly altering their texture, their enzymes, and their nutritional power. And when those foods lose what makes them nourishing, our bodies lose too. It's like drinking water from a cup that's been slowly leaking. You think you're hydrating, but much of what you need never reaches you. That's why these small shifts matter. Choosing to let your tomatoes ripen on the counter instead of the fridge. Hanging your bananas where they can sweeten naturally. Letting your garlic breathe in a cool, dark space, instead of suffocating in the chill. Keeping bread fresh the old-fashioned way. Storing honey at room temperature, golden and alive. Giving your avocados the time and warmth to soften and offer their healthy fats in full form. These aren't complicated fixes. They don't cost you anything extra. In fact, they save you money because your food stays flavorful longer, and your body uses it better. And what's even more important than the food itself is the message behind it. That your health, your energy, your comfort, it starts in the smallest choices. You don't need to change your entire lifestyle overnight. You don't need fancy supplements or expensive diets. Sometimes it's just moving one item out of the fridge. It's noticing what makes you feel lighter after a meal. It's giving your gut a little help by not feeding it cold, nutrient-depleted ingredients. If you've ever felt like you're doing everything right, eating healthy, making smart choices, but still not seeing the results, this might be the missing piece. The way food is stored before it reaches your plate has everything to do with how your body receives it. At 60, 70, 80 years old, your digestive system isn't broken. It's just more sensitive, more selective, and more in need of gentle, supportive nourishment. So as we wrap up this video, I'd like you to take one thought with you. Sometimes, healing your body starts with treating your food more kindly. Let it breathe. Let it ripen. Let it stay whole. Give it the conditions to thrive, and it will return the favor. Maybe tonight, as you prepare dinner, you'll reach for a tomato that's been sun-warmed on your windowsill instead of one chilled to the core. Maybe your toast tomorrow morning will taste better, because the bread wasn't stiff from the fridge. And maybe, just maybe, your body will feel a little lighter, a little clearer, like it's finally being heard. If you've made it to this point, I want to say thank you. It means you care deeply about your health, your body, and how you live each day. And that matters more than anything. Now, if today's video helped you see your kitchen a little differently, or gave you one small tip to try, don't stop here. There's so much more waiting to support you on this journey. One video I think you'll really enjoy next is about eggs, a food many seniors love, but also worry about because of cholesterol and digestion. In that video, we break down exactly what happens when you eat eggs daily after 60, and whether they help or hurt your heart, muscles, and memory. You might be surprised by what we found, so go ahead and watch that right after this. Also, if you found this video helpful, I'd love for you to support our community here at Senior Life Guide. It's simple, just click that like button, share this video with a friend or family member who might also be storing food the wrong way, and hit subscribe so you won't miss our next video. Every click, every comment, every new subscriber helps us keep going and keep creating free content just for you. And before you go, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Was there a food today that surprised you? Something you've been refrigerating for years without knowing? Let us know below. Your story might just help someone else make a better choice. Take care of yourself, and remember, aging with strength starts with awareness. You're doing better than you think, and we're here with you every step of the way.